Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's like race the clock with the sun right now. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. For those of you who are not, thank you so much for continuing to join me on this wild ride of mine. Today I am doing my 18 in 2018 Project Pan update number 3. My first update was in March, my second in June, and this is now October. I figured I needed to do another update for y'all so that you are aware of how I am panning. I started this because I'm interested in the Project Pan community, but didn't really know where to start, didn't really know how to start. So I got into this for that purpose, to see if I could use up some items that had been in my collection for quite some time. Now my collection isn't super old because I've only been doing this for a year, but there were some items in my collection that I was interested in giving a go at panning. Again, this is a race with the sun right now. It doesn't matter what time of the day I record, I always seem to be battling the sun. So we're going to try and do this as quickly as possible. Let's start with what is empty. So first things first, the first empty product I have for my Project Pan is the Hard Candy Color Correct Expert Palette. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you know I use the poop out of this, and I will go ahead and insert pictures over here. Maybe I'll stand to the side. That'll help me battle the sun as well. And insert pictures over here of what it looked like when I started. This is completely empty. There is really no way to get any of that out. I did go in with sponges. I've went into it with like a little paddle thing and smeared it on my face and worked with it that way. But this guy is empty, so I was super proud of myself because these are some pretty deep pans. There is 0.28 ounces in this packaging, or 8 grams of product in here. And that is a lot to pan, and that is gone. The next thing I had was this e.l.f. 3-in-1 mascara. This was a mascara that had been in my collection for quite some time when I first started panning it, and yes, I know that you're supposed to throw away mascara after about 3 months. I don't, which is probably really bad. Throw them out until they start getting to a point where I just don't feel like I can use them anymore. This one was completely gone though. Look at that wand. That wand was crazy to me. I always poked myself in the eye with it. Like, that is the craziest, stupidest wand on a mascara to get when you are brand new into the mascara slash beauty slash makeup scene, because I poked myself in the eye with this thing I don't know how many times. I called it the devil wand. That one is also gone. Another one gone in my collection is this guy. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist. I got this, it's a deluxe sample size. I got this in one of my first Tarte purchases, and it was in a set with some 911 eye gels that they have, this guy, and a deep cleansing, Rainforest of the Sea deep cleansing gel as well. I still have the deep cleansing gel. That one came in a fairly large size, and I forgot all about this guy, so I put it in my Project Pan to use it up. And it is, as you can see, is completely gone, and I am super excited about that. But how I used it up was actually using it to spray down my dampened blender, because, you know, as you're working on your makeup, it tends to kind of get dried out, and I would use this to spray it down. And it's a really nice spray. It has a really good scent to it, kind of like citrusy, and it made my face feel super refreshed, even putting it on the sponge and then there. So if you're looking for a way to use up a facial spray, I suggest that route because it was super quick to get this used up. The next thing I have is this NYX pore filler that is like the Benefit Professional, only worse. I hated this product so much, which is why I put it into my project pan, because I did not think I would ever in a billion years use it again if I didn't. Now, I never wore this on a day where I really wanted my makeup to look great, because it does nothing for pore filling. It does nothing for your makeup longevity. It does nothing. I hate this product so much. I will never repurchase it. It is silicone-y like the Professional. It's silicone-y like that. It just comes out looking like worms. I think we've talked about this before. It's been in many of my faves and flops videos as a flop. I just could not stand this product. So I'm super happy it's out of my collection. The next empty I have is this Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Feisty. This is my favorite blush. This was kind of a bittersweet moment for me. I'm super glad that I emptied it out, because it was in my project pan, but it was also my favorite blush. So bittersweet moment for me, but this is the product. It does have a little tiny bit in that crease corner over there, but there's just really not enough to use anymore. So this one is also empty. So that is 5 items that are empty. Now I'm going to go on to 2 that I'm tossing prior to project pan being over, simply because of the age of the item. So this is the Arbonne lipstick that was like the mystery lipstick, and I say it's the mystery lipstick because it's so old I do not know what it is. The label is gone. So this is how much is left of that. I'm just not sure. I just don't think it's good anymore. It doesn't smell quite as bad as the other Arbonne lipstick that I had, but the fact is that I cannot remember even where I got this from, how long it's been in my collection. It was one of the first makeup items that I had in my, there is a giant beetle in between the window and the screen on my window right there that's freaking me out. The thing is like this big. It's nasty, and it's got legs. Ugh, ugh, gross. Anyways, the fact of the matter is that I cannot remember where I even got this from. I don't remember how old it is. I know that it is old. That is all I know. It doesn't smell horrible. Like the other Arbonne lipstick that I got rid of actually smelled like Play-Doh. This one doesn't smell super horrible. I want to say it came from my grandmother at some point in time. Well, my Mimi, we call her Mimi. I want to say it came from her, but I'm not certain. So it needs to go, because I don't want to put it on my lips. The next thing that is getting tossed is this, and it is the Ulta Beauty Maximum Lashes Defining Strengthening Mascara. I am tossing this because it's been almost a year since I got it. It is well past its 3-month shelf life. It still has quite a bit of product in it. I don't know if you guys can see the product just hanging off of there, but if I'm being honest, it doesn't do a whole lot for my lashes, and I've found other mascaras that I'm currently using every single day that I love more, so I'm just going to toss it in here as done. So for some products that we're still trying to work through, some products that I just don't like, but some products that I've made a really good dent in, I feel like. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and that is my first 2 lines. So that is update 1 and update 2, and my very first line was actually clear up here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I used quite a bit between new and update 1 from here clear down here, and update 2 I used a little bit. Update 3, I feel like that line is probably just a smidge underneath. The further we go, the more I hate using this product. I just don't like the way it is on my skin. I didn't use very much between update 3 and today. I just don't like the product. It's not my favorite. I have a hard time using it because every time I do use it, my skin breaks out. So this might end up going in the garbage at the end of this, but I am plugging right along and getting through it as much as I possibly can. Okay, the next one I have is this Tarte Shape Tape. This is this guy. If y'all know this channel, you know I absolutely hate this concealer. Like, everybody else on the planet loves it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It dries my skin out so much, and it looks awful on my under eyes. Horrible. The wand on it isn't bad. I'm not mad at this doe foot. It's a giant doe foot, and I bought it. It's one of the first purchases I bought after starting this because of all the hype surrounding it. That is my first and second update, and when I started this project pan, it was fairly empty as well because I used it a lot my first couple months of being on YouTube, and then just stopped because I realized how awful it was on my skin. So I would say that I am not much further down than this line. I mean, to the extent that I'm probably just going to keep that line where it is and call that my number 3 update as well, because I think I've maybe used it twice since my last update, and that was, what, 4 months ago at this point, so we're not going to move that line down. This guy probably won't get finished in the next 3 months. Okay, so next I have this Origins Checks and Balances Frothy Face Wash. I have used this twice, and twice only since the last time I did an update. It looks like my balance of product in here is probably about here, which isn't much more empty than it was to begin with. It was full, honestly, but I mean, that's one thing I can say about Origins is their product, even their deluxe sample size product, is pretty full. So I would say I am down to here, and it was full, and we are going to mark that as my update number 3 line. I like this face wash, but there are several other face washes that I have, so it's just really hard for me to remember to use this on a day-to-day basis when I have other face washes that I prefer more than this one. It does froth up, it smells really good, it's got a nice minty scent to it, it makes your face feel really, really good. But like I said, there is just other items that I like better, and this doesn't really, I've been using my Foreo Fofo lately, Foreo Luna Fofo, whatever it's called, to wash my face, and this doesn't necessarily not get along with it, but it doesn't get along with it as well as my other, my Deep Dive Cleansing Gel does, so I don't use it typically as much. The next thing I have is my Urban Decay Vice lip palette, and I have to be honest, like, I think I've used this twice since the last update, and the last time I used it I dropped this guy into the lipsticks, so there's quite a dent in that lipstick there because of that, but that is about it. I used 2 colors that I hadn't used before, one being this red color and the other one being this color, but other than that I really haven't used this, and I really need to, because it is, I either am going to need to or I need to get rid of it. It does appear to have some damage to it from moisture, so I will probably end up getting rid of it before I use it all, which is sad because these colors are amazing, and the Vice formula is a really great formula. I really like it a lot. Okay, the next thing I have is the Too Faced Love Light Ray of Light highlighter. It looks like this, and I haven't used a whole lot more of it than I had in the past. This is what it looks like now. It is dented, but only slightly, and I think that dent existed actually in the beginning. I can tell you truthfully, I haven't used this at all since my last update. I honestly forgot. That's the one problem with project panning, is when you have a makeup collection like, you know, ours, mine, yours, somebody else, and other makeup YouTubers, it's really hard to remember the projects in your pan unless you your project pan unless you leave them out, and I just don't have the space to leave them out on top of my vanity, so I forget about them unless they're my favorites, which obviously none of these really are unless I've used them up. So the next thing I have is this hard candy color correct expert stick. I do use this occasionally. I can't remember where it was in the last project pan update, but this is where it is now. I don't use it often enough to like get a good solid, you know, amount of use out of it, but I do use it often enough that I know that I'm getting somewhere with it. Sticks are so hard to determine because you don't have like a marker, you can't mark them off. So this will go in the garbage before I use it up. This is still very full. I hate this item. I hate using this item. It makes my eyeballs sticky. It sticks my lashes to my eyeliner. I hate it. I hate it so much. So I haven't used this since I think like twice since I put it into the project pan. It'll probably go in the garbage. It is the LA Colors liquid eyeliner, and if you guys know anything about my channel, I did purchase this because, well, when I purchased this I was struggling with eyeliner quite a bit. I wanted to create a wing and could not get a wing perfected for the life of me, and a friend told me that she was able to start perfecting wings by using a wand rather than a pen. So I bought this to try it, and I just think I bought the wrong formula. It's just super sticky and gross, and I did get it from the dollar store, so obviously I got what I paid for, but I hate this item. It'll probably go in the garbage. Currently it just sits on my vanity. I see it every day and still refuse to use it. The next thing is this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I have been using the poop out of this guy. It is to the extent now that I can squeeze it so tightly that I can feel the wand coming out when I use it, but I squeeze the tube and squeeze product out of that instead of on the wand because I can't get enough product on the wand to feel like I'm getting a decent application of eyeshadow primer. I do love this eyeshadow primer, but it was also, again, one of the first things I purchased when I ventured into this whole makeup realm, this lifestyle we call beauty here, and it needs to go. It's super old, so it's not my favorite, but it's not also one that I hate, but it's almost gone, so I'm super excited about that. I'm almost ready to cut it open and start dipping into it and getting my product out that way. The next thing I have is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this was my favorite bronzer at one time. It still is a really decent bronzer. I do like it, but I've gotten out of like bronzing my face so much as I have learned to contour more, and I don't use it as much as I could. But with that being said, I think it's got a pretty decent dent in the product there. For purposes of my project pan, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job with this guy. The pan on this product when we first started this was so tiny. The last thing I have is some ColourPop shadows that I also put into this project pan, mostly because at that point in time I was using them all the time and I thought that they would be an easy pan, but I have since bought so much crap that it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be at one time. So this is the color Locked and Loaded. It is just a genuinely banana colored shade. I use it as a shade to go over my eye primer. I don't feel like it's that much different, but there is quite a bit of a dip in that product. And a lot of it is because at one point in time I was using it every single day. Now I'm to the extent that I don't necessarily reach for this anymore. I do reach for whatever shade is in a palette that closely matches my skin tone to put that down as a, you know, powder topper to my primer, because this is in its own palette, and I don't necessarily always have that on top of my vanity. As you guys know, as you get more and more of a collection and more palettes, like certain palettes find their way off of your vanity because I cannot hold every single palette I own on that vanity. I just can't. So this is oftentimes in the shelving below my vanity that holds my palettes, and I oftentimes forget that it is there. So I don't use it as much. So it is not, it's not an easy pan. The next one is Cute Alert, and it is just this like really dark mauvey color. It kind of reminds me of the color that I have in my eyes today. And it is also a ColourPop shadow. It has, if I could hold it right, it has quite a dip in it, but it also had quite a dip in it when I first started this project pan. So I really feel like in like 2 or 3 more months I could definitely have this panned out if I have that palette that holds my ColourPop shadows on top of my vanity, which I'll probably end up having to do. This is so close to potentially hitting pan that I'm actually pretty pleased with my progress on this color since I don't use it every single day. It used to be my go-to shade. Like if I was feeling completely uninspired by what I had in my collection, this would be my go-to crease shade, and I would just put it on my crease and kind of leave it like that. Maybe put the next one I'm going to talk about on my lid, and it's just a really pretty eye color. You could even like do a monochromatic look with it and blend it out in your crease so much that it paled out enough that you could also put it on your outer V and in your what I call the dead crease in a darker way, and it would look like 2 different colors. So I did use it a lot in the past, and I'll have to bring that magnetic palette up onto my vanity so that I continue to use these colors to get a pan out of them. I think that's what my ultimate goal was, not to have them empty, but to have them panned. The last one here is this ColourPop shadow called Ringer. It is a really nice, like just champagne-y color, and it also has quite a bit of a dip in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have used it. I use it all the time, and I have also multitasked this guy. He has been a brow bone highlight. He's been a cheek highlight. He's been a lid color. This color is a pretty amazing color, and I just find it to be universally flattering no matter where I use it. So while I don't find any problem with trying to pan this, I know that I have other colors in my collection that I've been using since, and a lot more highlighters in my collection than I had when I initially was using this as a highlighter. So I don't know if I'll pan this either. Sunshine is coming in, y'all. Perfect time to end this. That is my project pan update number 3 for 18 and 2018. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, started in the panning community with this panning project because I'm interested in it, would love to know, more, or see the outcome more, I guess. But I feel like you have to have a smaller collection to really use your products the way that you need to use them to be a panner. If you're a panner and you have a better way of doing it besides bringing all these products to the forefront of your collection, let me know, because I often forget about them. I put stuff into it that I absolutely hate and won't use. I also put stuff into it that's going to go bad before I do get a chance to use it, and that was not really smart of me. So with that being said, if you like this video, please don't hesitate to give me a big thumbs up. It is right down there. I cater my content to what you guys are liking to see, and your likes help me out. They help me know what's going on my channel and what is being watched on my channel. I also hope that you liked this enough, or liked me enough, that you consider staying around and subscribing to my channel, which is also just right down there. I do upload content every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Sunday, so hitting that bell is optimal. so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. I thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye guys.